Welcome back to the Bleav in A's podcast.
We believe in A's baseball.
Your number one spot for all things athletics. This is your host, Tyler Texair, with Luke Mitchell and Devin Neal, here to talk some A's baseball. Once again, the A's have lost 3 in a row at this point, but we still have a lot to go over today. They've officially broke ground in Vegas. We're not too happy about it. We're going to go over if any A's fan is actually happy that the A's are going to Vegas, because I haven't seen one fan that's actually happy about the move.
Do I look happy right now?
No, I don't think any A's fan is really happy about this move. But yeah, the A's have lost 3 in a row. And we'll also be going over the upcoming games. And then at the end of the show, some good vibes to end the show. We'll go over our favorite A's memories to close out after going over the tough reality that the A's are going to Vegas in 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, jumping right into it. The A's lost the series versus the Guardians at home 2-1 after they won the first game of the series, lost back-to-back against the Guardians. Shout out to Stephen Vogt, managing over there in Cleveland. So, all love for Stephen Vogt. We love him.
All love.
Yeah, but they dominated the A's in those last 2 games of the series. And then last night, the game got delayed, but the A's did play the Tigers in Detroit and lost that 11-4. That's 3 losses in a row for the Athletics. Young team. We still believe that they can get back on track. Shout out to the Bleav Network for believing in us, and we believe in A's baseball. But 3 losses in a row. We got to be real with where this team's standing right now.
I'm staying positive.
Staying positive.
Got to stay positive.
Yep.
And this time we got to stay positive. But there is no consistency on the team at all right now. And that's the main thing. It's just like especially Luis Severino.
Yeah.
We haven't really ever seen a good game from him this season.
Maybe
one
once
or
two.
twice.
Maybe
but
one or
First
two.
game of the year.
Yeah.
First game of the year, but
dominated that
ever
game.
since then, he's just given up everything.
He's getting rocked.
Yeah.
Every game he's
And,
just
like,
hanging sliders.
There are probably some valid reasons for it, but
Yeah.
then at the same time, no.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
we-
pitching
we
in
need-
sack,
we need
obviously,
something-
is a struggle for him. But
Throws off the
yesterday
game.
in Detroit, the rain also played a big factor in that game for both
Yeah.
pitchers, it seemed like.
Definitely. But
I mean,
Yeah.
six hits, 4 runs off Scooble. I mean, like that's like
That's
the
what
good thing we're gonna take out of this loss is. I mean, that's pretty good. It's just continuing that when the other bullpen pitchers get in the game, and then also on the pitching side. I mean, none of the pitchers could really get a feel for it, but I mean, Severino just he just lost it. You just got to figure it out, get through it. But I mean, the 6 hits and the 4 runs off Scooble, I mean, he's going to win the Cy Young this year. You predicted that at the beginning of the year. He's going to win the Cy Young, and I mean, that's what we're going to take from this.
Yeah.
And if you could bat like that against top pitching in the league, I mean, you're going to give yourself a chance as long as your pitching comes out and, holds up their end as well.
Yeah, for sure. I also saw a stat yesterday that showed the bullpen ERAs in all of baseball. The A's are dead last in that ranking with over almost a 6 ERA for their bullpen. Who do you think ranks number 1?
The Giants.
The Giants. The
Wow.
Giants have the best bullpen ERA in all of baseball. Our Giants fan over here definitely knows that. But yeah, the A's bullpen has been struggling all year, and yesterday was really no different. Tyler Ferguson gave up a couple runs. Hogan Harris gave up a couple runs as well. That Tigers offense was just raking everyone yesterday, though. It was a tough game.
That's
it's tough.
good team out
Great
of
team,
nowhere,
yeah.
too. And
The best team in the MLB.
Yeah,
Best team in
they
the
got a
MLB.
lot of young guys, and they got really great pitching.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm confident in these next 2 games that, no Scooble, and if the conditions are better, hopefully we can get better pitching from the A's. I
Yeah.
mean, that the offense can, continue looking like what they're looking like.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the game was delayed because of rain yesterday, and then both pitchers, it seemed like the condensation was really bothering them. Luis Severino was going to that rosin bag before every pitch, and even Tarek Skubal was struggling with it. He threw a couple balls behind Max Muncy's head on accident. Like, the ball was just very slippery out there, and you could tell it was affecting both guys, but the A's offense came out ready to rake right after the game got delayed. Started out, Jacob Wilson worked a walk as the first batter of the game. You don't see that very often.
Never.
Usually it's a base hit. But then Brent Rooker came up second batter of the game and hit a 2-run bomb off Tarek Skubal. I thought the A's were, going to win that game after that, but Luis Severino really struggled with those shutdown innings.
Yeah.
Every time the A's would score a couple runs, he'd come back in the next inning trying to shut the Tigers down, and then the Tigers would score, 3 more and put them up 1 run.
That's really important for, like, offenses, too, especially a young offense like the A's, like, just to show them that, they come out and, they put up 4 or they put up 2, and then, in the innings later, just to show them that, like, that they don't have to, go out of their way to do too much. And because I think 4 runs is definitely, enough to win baseball games these days. We see a lot of
100%.
high scoring games. That's true. But I mean, 4 runs with good pitching is definitely enough to win a game. But those shutdown innings are very important, like you said, just to stop a team's momentum, to keep your team's momentum going, get your bats back in there quicker. And I feel like they did come out hot after the rain delay. And I mean, it helps when you can, go from the dugout down into the clubhouse and take some swings and some batting cages. That helps. But I like the way they came out after the delay. It's just those shutdown innings are really important as a pitcher.
Yeah, for sure. Well, going after that 2-run bomb by Brent Rooker, Severino came back in the bottom of the first inning and gave up a 2-run homer to tie the game right away to Kerry Carpenter, who's one of the best hitters in that Tiger lineup.
Oh, yeah.
He's a stud. The Tigers have a ton of guys.
It's insane seeing what the Tigers are doing. It's almost like I don't want to compare them to the Thunder, but they have all these guys to put together, and they're carrying. They're at 50 wins right now,
and they're only getting better.
Getting better,
only getting more, developed.
Well, yeah, I remember last season when they got eliminated, Tarek was just like, we're gonna be back.
Yeah,
we're gonna be back next year, and we're gonna be better.
Dude, they went on an insane run like the last 30 games of the season last year to even make the playoffs.
Yeah,
and now they've just continued that. They've put a couple more pieces in there. Javi Baez looks like, a competent hitter, and he's playing good center field, mixing in some shortstop. So, they just got, like you said, a bunch of pieces, and they're an exciting team to watch.
Yeah. Also, Gleyber Torres is a big part of that lineup as well.
I forgot that he went over there.
Yeah, me too. It was weird seeing him in that uniform. I always imagined him being a Yankee for life.
I still think he's on the Yankees.
Yeah, it still seems like he's a Yankee, but hey, looking in that Tigers lineup, he's looking pretty nice.
And then Riley Green on left field, too, man. He's been going hitting 300 right now.
Yep.
And he has like 15 home runs, 16 home runs.
Yeah, they got a ton of guys over there, man. A ton of guys you never heard of 2 years ago.
It makes you feel better because that's a young team.
Yeah.
That's a young offense with a couple vets sprinkled in there. And, what's really the difference for them is the pitching staff. Yeah. So, that's gives you confidence into what, it could be maybe next year, maybe at the trade deadline if you go for a couple pitchers. But, just seeing that, that young offense, that gives me confidence that that's something the A's could build into.
True. I hope so,
That's
man.
a great way to look at it.
I hope we can get like that. Well, in the second inning, Soderstrom got a base hit off Tarek Skubal, and, that's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, so shout out to Soderstrom for, staying on the ball and hitting a base hit up the middle. And the next batter was Denzel Clarke. 2-run bomb off Tarek Skubal, the best pitcher in the entire MLB, and Denzel Clarke went yard off him. So obviously that bat might have some potential to wake up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want to get too hyped up off the one hit, but
that's off one of the best pitchers.
Potential.
Yeah,
potential.
And still playing a great center field.
A home run off of a Cy Young winner last year, and a dude who's going to win it this year. That's going to give a guy some confidence.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
You're just hoping he can build off that. It doesn't have to be home runs every game, but if you're getting on base and getting base hits, let's go.
Yeah, he hits a lot better against lefties, is what I've noticed as well. So you see that a lot from right-handed hitters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Denzel Clarke will probably be the everyday center fielder when a lefty is on the mound.
Which is crazy because righties, we grow up facing right-handed pitching more than lefties.
Yeah.
So, those righty-lefty splits are always so crazy
to
me.
It is, yeah. Well, like I said, in the third inning after the A's went up 4-2, Severino came up and gave up a 2-run double in the third. That tied the game at 4. And then walked a guy, hit a guy, and then a 3-run homer to the Tigers catcher. And that put him up 7-4. A's didn't score another run after that. Also going forward in this game, Soderstrom and Jacob Wilson in the same inning both hit a ball off the right field wall, tried to, obviously it should be a double off the wall. But they both got thrown out at second base.
When you hit it that hard, it's tough to do
Shout out to the right fielder, Perez, for Detroit. He played both of those perfectly, and he has a strong arm, threw a strike to second base both times, and got them both out.
And
They're both quick players, too.
Yeah, I'm not terribly upset for that reason. And like you said, it should be a double.
Should be a double.
And I don't think either of them really, kind of measured it out of the box. They hit the ball and they got out of the box, and they were thinking double. It just, you might have been just hit too hard, but Perez played him really good in right field also, and accurate throws. But I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
That's aggressive play is always, you want to err on the side of aggression more than not.
For sure. For sure. The A's, that killed a lot of momentum, though. Because they were starting to, put together some hits, get a couple guys on, and then you get thrown out at second base. Twice in the same inning.
Yeah.
So that was tough to see.
Just takes all the wind out of your sails there.
And it was still a game at this point. It was only 7-4, and then they put Tyler Ferguson in. He gave up some walks. The ball's slippery. Tough game to really base your ERA off. But Tyler Ferguson's been pretty nice this whole year. He's been one of the guys in the bullpen that's been consistent, but he gave up 2 runs, and then the lefty, Hogan Harris, gave up 2 runs as well. So that was really the story of the game.
That's why pitchers are always so, quick to try to get the umpires to stop the game in the rain. It's because they, baseballs are already so, we've all caught, batting practice balls. Like the MLB baseballs are not like regular baseballs. The seams are, this far up out of the baseball. It's hard to grip on a normal day.
Yeah.
And so, pitchers hate the rain, and that was just a very tough environment for them. And even after the delay, like, you want to get the game in, but it just sucks that it was still wet out there and it was still, being a problem for everybody.
Yeah, well, for sure. And also, Perez made a diving catch to end the game in right field, so he had a night out there in right field. So the A's lost last night 11-4. They play the Tigers again 2 more games, and then they go to New York to play the Yankees. So tough schedule, but they were talking about on the broadcast last night that they have a tough schedule coming up, but then it kind of evens out going into September and July and all that. So.
I mean, and New York is not playing the best baseball that they've been playing right now. I mean, Aaron Judge is still, hitting like crazy.
Yeah.
That's going to be that. But,
3-7 in the last 10.
Yeah, exactly. If you could catch them in the spot like they're at right now and maybe win the series against them, like we keep saying, win series.
I like
that,
yeah.
Especially against the Yankees, give a young team confidence, and we just see what they do after that.
Shout out the Reds. They won on Monday against the Yankees, and they beat them yesterday.
Yeah, they've been scuffling.
Hopefully
for
they
sure.
Beat them today. Give them a sweep.
Yeah, we need that going into the A series. Well, sad to see that we have to move on, but the A's are going to Vegas. Got a question if anyone is actually happy if they're going to Vegas. Maybe John Fisher is happy, obviously, but no one else. Yeah, that's what he says.
I don't think he's happy that he's starting to lose a bunch of money going into this right now.
And does Vegas even want the A's in, does Vegas even want the A's? They don't.
I've heard an astounding no.
I mean, we'll go over what's been really said about it. It really made me irritated putting all this in our document yesterday, though, because everything that John Fisher says just irritates me to a new level. Yeah. But we got to give Oakland the love it deserves. Obviously, they played in Oakland for 57 years. Talked to my dad today. He was 4 years old when they moved to Oakland, so he experienced the whole time they were in Oakland. Saw them win 3 World Series in a row, and just some magical moments out there in Oakland.
While they're fighting each other in the dugout.
Yeah.
Crazy run.
And then now they're in Sacramento until they go to Vegas. But yeah, John Fisher was talking to Rob Manfred, the MLB commissioner, and they planted a shovel with the A's logo and a baseball-shaped handle into the ground. Started building
the ground. Let's say the quote-unquote ground. Yeah. That was not even it was a sandbox.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I don't know. But yeah, they're expected to be completed by 2028.
Which is a load of BS, probably. I think.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
So I mean, I know. I'm gonna wait until you get to the money and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, John Fisher. I don't agree with him saying this before I say his quote. He says, "Today is a celebration of the start of our construction process. It's kind of a dream come true for me. The A's have needed a new home for a long time. To look out and see all these machines and the holes that are being dug where home plate is going to be is a really positive place for us." No, they have not needed a new home for a long time. Oakland loved the A's.
He's very delusional.
You didn't put any money into keeping your players and wanting to build a legendary, last 10 years. Like, obviously, they were legendary before that. Yeah. But they had so many opportunities to keep their guys and build a dynasty-level team of great players, and they didn't want to pay them anytime.
Nope.
It's horrible ownership, and no A's fan likes John Fisher at all.
I don't see him wanting to put more money. I think he obviously has been putting more money into players now, but that's because
he kind of has to.
He had to because he got granted a bunch of money from the league for this whole movement. That if he didn't spend the money, then all the owners would have been like, whoa, what's going on here? We're just giving him money now, and he's not using it. So he had to spend money. That Luis Severino signing?
He had to.
That was kind of a forced signing.
Even the extensions with Brent Rooker and Lawrence Butler.
It was all forced pretty much.
Yeah, we've never seen that.
I'm very happy that we did sign those guys to extensions, but at the same time, it wasn't even like, we need to keep these guys here. I guarantee if he could have, he probably would have shipped them away and tried to drive sales even worse down here in Sacramento.
It's absolutely disgusting.
It's crazy, too, because I think he just means a new stadium. And I think if he would have got money to have Oakland build him a new stadium in Oakland, he would have, done it right away. But they were like, we're not going to pay for that. Like, you're going to have to build your own new stadium. And I always talk about it, at least. Like, you're in the Bay Area. Like, it's been, kind of the same with the Giants the last few years. Like, you're a Bay Area team. Bay Area is a big market. You should be spending like a big market team.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then that's just what irritates me the most about both Bay Area teams. I mean, the Warriors and Joe Lacob, I mean, he's spent them so much money over the past 10 years, and that's brought them 4 championships in competitive basketball for since 2014.
A brand new arena.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's done it the right way. And it sucks, and it sucks for all the fans in Oakland. And him saying that is so, like, just out of touch, too, because...
Out of touch.
Yeah.
Perfect word.
Like, new home, like, you could have just said new stadium, like, new home. You're just doing that to, like, I feel like intentionally rage bait everybody in Oakland. Like, that's just, he doesn't, pick his words very particularly, I think.
I don't think he knows baseball.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
I don't think he knows baseball like that. Like,
No.
obviously he doesn't if he's trading away Cespedes for John Lester and Josh Donaldson for Brett Lawrie.
Okay,
And I'm just going back to all these.
The Cespedes for John Lester at
we were
the time, like, John Lester just won a Cy Young, and they were trying to win. But yeah,
Cespedes was the young
all
star.
All they got was John Lester.
Oh
is the
my
thing.
God.
That's all they got.
I don't even want to go too deep into that. That's gonna break my
I
heart.
think the Fisher family needs to stick with Gap.
Yeah, no one likes John Fisher.
No.
But the stadium will hold a capacity of 33,000 fans, which is not a lot.
The smallest MLB stadium in the league
Smallest in
still.
the MLB, but it will feature the closest seats to home plate and the smallest foul territory of any MLB park. So
What do
you'll
you
obviously be
expect?
close to the game, but
From a small stadium that doesn't have a lot of fans in it,
Yeah.
you're going to get this close game like that, which is cool and all, but you're going to take away one of the most iconic big backstops away from MLB. The biggest foul territory and the biggest
the amount of
backstop.
catches. What did we talk about? One of the last shows about our A's memory. Josh Donaldson falling into the tarp, making that catch. We'll never see stuff like that in that
Never.
Vegas stadium.
Never.
Not even close. It's going to be nets all around. No, nothing like that.
No.
It's absolutely disgusting.
And I'm still going to go probably.
I mean, we've been, one time in Sac and we live here? So who knows? We'll probably check out the stadium.
I know we're going to go at some
Yeah,
point.
we're have to go.
We're gonna
We have to
go.
go. We're believing A's. We got to rep the A's no matter what. But I'm not happy about it.
No.
And no one is. But it says it's going to be fully enclosed with a roof. So I guess that's cool. Whatever.
I mean, it's Vegas.
No.
They have to.
They
Yeah,
gotta,
they have
yeah,
to.
they
So
gotta
hot
do
in
it.
the summer.
It says from home plate, the see-through dome will offer views of the Las Vegas Strip, the New York Hotel and Casino, and the MGM Grand and Clear sight beyond the outfield.
I don't like stadiums in the middle of cities.
So weird.
Like, that just takes away the, like, homey feel it gives to me. Like, my one thing about Petco is that it's literally just surrounded by the city of San
buildings.
Diego.
Yeah.
Like, as much as Oakland was right on the freeway, I liked it right there, the Coliseum.
Yeah.
I liked the Oracle Park being right on the water. I
Yeah.
mean, the PNC Pirates Park is right on the water. Like, that's just a better, stadium feel to me. I don't like, I could care less about seeing the MGM Grand Casino where I'm never going to go in my life. Like, I don't care.
This is Fisher's Thing. It's just like, tourism.
Money.
Money.
Shout out Mr. Krabs, bro. Damn. Money. Well, also came out. I don't know. I was talking to my dad about this, kind of confused on what this really means, but this was on the report that I read. Vegas will be the media market would rank as the smallest in the majors. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Just
Vegas
like,
is not this. What does that mean?
People who
live there,
watch the games, now that the A's are out of
coverage.
Oakland, San Francisco, the Giants also now have the East Bay and Oakland viewership.
Yeah.
Because some Oakland fans are mad, they want to watch the Giants. Some don't.
We're not going to be able to watch A's game on the NBC network anymore. There's not going to be any more A's games.
Yeah, like the Giants have San Jose, they have Sacramento, because it's on NBC. Like just the media,
NBC,
like where
California.
it shows. Like,
so we're gonna have to buy MLB League Pass. To watch A's baseball.
You have to.
Yeah.
Or just watch on whenever they're on the national network.
Which
I think
is
League Pass is coming
one a
to
year.
YouTube TV,
Like,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What?
I think League Pass might be coming to YouTube League Pass.
Oh.
What is it called?
MLB
MLB
Game Time or I don't know.
TV.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think that's
Something.
Might as well just get YouTube TV. for the
partnering with
thing.
YouTube TV. I think
Okay.
they're
Yeah.
partnering.
Well, I hope so. And Rob Manfred, who I'm not really a big fan of either,
No.
said the city's constant influx of tourism makes up for the lack of size. So that's pretty much saying that they want people to go to the games. They don't care if they're A's fans or not.
Yeah, no.
They don't want to build a fan base.
If you're in Vegas, slide to the game.
Yeah, but I mean, people are just going to go because they get free tickets, and they're not going to care about the game. They're going to go for 2 innings, check out the stadium, and leave.
It's going to be
a horrible atmosphere, in my opinion, for fans.
You know what it's going to remind me of?
Yeah,
it's
really
bad. It's going to remind me of the Chase Center. The first couple years it got built, it was all suits.
At least it was still close.
People who don't, but
they did price out the real fans.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like the people, they don't put on the shirts. I mean, now it feels like in the playoffs this year, at least it kind of felt like it was getting back to Oracle feel.
Still not Oracle though.
But it's still not. That's what the Vegas. It's just going to remind me of because it's just going to be. People who are there on business trips, people who are, their boss gave them tickets to the game, or families who are, baseball fans, but they're like, hey, we're in Vegas, let's go watch the game. So, I don't like that at all.
I mean, the Yankees and the Dodgers and those series with big teams are going to be packed out with away team fans. Yeah. There's never going to be a game that's sold out of A's fans.
It's just going to be like the Raiders whenever they play the Niners.
Again. Yeah. It's
like an A's feel of that Oakland Coliseum game, those playoff games where it's all A's fans in the last game of the year, all that. No. Never going to get to feel anything like that again.
There's never going to be a chant that we hear on TV that goes, "Let's go Vegas."
It also reminds
me. That sounds horrible.
No fans are going to want to do that.
No fans doing that.
Also reminds me of the Rams moved from St. Louis to LA, built that new stadium. All away team fans every game because, the people who are now like in LA going to games didn't grow up with the Rams in LA when they first were.
Yeah.
The people in Vegas that are like of age to buy their own tickets and go to the games, like they're not going to have that, appeal to the team because they didn't grow up with the team. Mm-hmm. It just got there.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, it may be better, in the next 10 to 15 years once those kids who were, do people even live in Vegas?
That's what I'm like.
Yeah, there's a huge population.
Okay, so once those people grow up,
that's good comparison is the Las Vegas Knights, the hockey team. They have one of the most diehard fan bases of the NHL. And that's because they just became a team a few years ago in Las Vegas. They got a whole stadium for them.
Yeah.
They got a whole thing that announced just for the Las Vegas Knights.
That was new team.
And they won the NHL Cup a year after they were established.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, that's because they had those fans and they had that kind of spirit right there. The Raiders and the A's, I don't think will ever win a championship in the next 20 years.
And they don't have that fan base, because it's not a Vegas team. They're coming from Oakland. It's an Oakland team. Well, they said Manfred, again, speaking nonsense. Vegas presented a real opportunity for Major League Baseball. It's different than any other market. That tourism here presents an opportunity that's beyond what would be suggested by population or the kind of demographics we ordinarily look at. Said Vegas is a sports town. Is Vegas a sports town to you guys?
No.
It's a gambling town,
city.
entertainment town.
City.
Money.
Compared to any other team, like we were literally just talking about it, like the Giants, their fans are coming back, like because the team's good, because they, they were been there. They've just been upset with the team for a couple years, but now, they're coming back. That's not going to be a thing for the A's for, like I said, the next 10 years until those kids in Vegas who grew up rooting for the A's, become the actual fan base. But it's just Rob Manfred also says some stuff that I don't agree with.
I don't like him at all. Well, it's estimated at $1.75 billion for the price tag for the new ballpark, mostly covered by the Fisher family, which is responsible for $1.4 billion of the cost. The remaining $350 million will be covered by public funding that was signed into a law Senate Bill 1 in Nevada in 2023.
So I have heard recent news that the Fisher family is going to have to pay a lot more out of pocket. I think this $1.7 billion price is like kind of an old one.
Mm-hmm.
This project is going to go up into like $3 billion, something like that.
Yeah.
With all of the with the inflation, everything going on, like the stock market crash and everything, the Fisher family already lost a bunch of money from that. So then they had to take more money out of pocket, put it in here. They're already over like $2 billion of like spending. They're going to have to put more in. So, I mean, good riddance. Like, spend all your money.
Do you know why a lot of sports teams don't have retractable roofs? Because those by themselves are about $1.75 million.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. I made me upset that it's going to be that it said covered by public funding.
Well, that's only like the
you're
end
making
of it. You're making all these fans who
pay
don't
taxes who don't even want the team.
That's why there was so much like the people in Vegas the last couple of years were like, then we don't even want them.
Yeah,
like,
No one cares like in Vegas that they're going. They're just mad they have to pay more money, which is understandable. Why would you know?
That's another reason why Fisher didn't want to stay here is because he wasn't getting a public funding of everything. It's like, all right, sorry.
All he cares about is money.
Sorry that we didn't want to give a billionaire money. That you could easily make a stadium.
When we're out here going check to check.
And now you're in Vegas and still have to pay more money to get your stadium.
Yeah, he's paying way more out of pocket than he would have here in Oakland. He would have paid less than what he's paying now. In
Oakland didn't want him though because it was John. They didn't like John Fisher. That's what I kind of know.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
It's a lot.
I will say that it was partly on the mayor of Oakland at the time.
Yeah,
that was a big mess up too. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know, obviously.
I know, but you can't. I want to say that, but also like the mayor, I feel like he just knew John Fisher wouldn't do the right thing.
It was a girl at the time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, she probably knew like John Fisher's not gonna make this a beneficial thing for us. So why would we help him out? Like there's no reason to help him out.
He wanted to get out of here from the get.
All my homies hate John Fisher. Well, last thing that Manfred said, the Athletics have a long and proud history. 9 World Series titles, great players like Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart, Vida Blue, the list goes on and on. I think of today as a new chapter in the great history. The A's are going to build Las Vegas an unbelievable, awesome, and iconic
All
ballpark.
Those names just make me think of Bay Area, bro. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's actually insane that he can stand up there on a podium and say this to A's fans and expect anyone to be happy. I'm like, why would anyone be happy that this is happening? Like, I don't know.
No.
It's pretty depressing.
It's depressing.
Anything else?
Talk about your guys' memories, bro. I'm getting mad.
You're bald, John.
We don't like you, John.
I'm getting upset.
No one likes you, John. No one. Well, all right. Let's go to the favorite A's memory to close out the show. Some positive vibes.
Getting mad.
Positive vibes.
I'll let you go first.
I'll go first.
I need to think of mine.
Well, I'm going after that rant of being mad. Got to go to something positive. This is a crazy poll. 2012. Watch that walk-off video where they showed every walk-off the other night. So I wrote a ton down. This is one of my favorite ones. Beginning of the year, the A's were still, not known as a good team. No one really thought the A's were going to be good at all. This was before Josh Donaldson even got called up to the bigs.
Damn.
They had someone else starting at third base in 2012 to start the year. His name, Brandon Inge. MLB legend.
Bro.
Hit a walk-off grand slam in 2012, the beginning of the year, versus the Blue Jays. And that really got the A's going. That really got the A's going in 2012.
There.
So shout out to B. Inge over there at third. Then he got hurt, and then they called up Donaldson, and then a star was born.
There's always guys that, like, they come back for, like, the anniversary of the World Series teams, and you're like,
what?
Who was that?
One
they pitched, like, 2 innings on the, or, like, came in for, that's like a Dan Ugla in 2014 pool before they got jumped in. Before they got jumped in.
When 2K still made MLB games, I remember I played with Brandon.
Yeah,
he was good. He was good.
I honestly didn't know Josh Donaldson was a rookie in 2012.
Yeah, he came up as a catcher.
Yep.
I do know that.
Yeah. That was Brandon Inge. Shout out to B. Inge. Walk-off granny against the Blue Jays.
So mine is from a game that we were at together. It was years ago.
Okay.
I think it was the game that I won the Coco Crisp jersey at. So this is where the memory is from.
Okay.
We were walking around the fan experience zone at the time. There wasn't there wasn't the thing out in center field like the club or whatever. This was like behind the home plate pretty much upstairs. We go to this pitching thing, like check your speed.
Yeah.
And first Tyler goes up and you get like 5 pitches. And Tyler's throwing it as hard as possible. Your dad's like, "What are you doing? You have to hit the speed right here." And you had to hit like 44 miles exactly.
Oh, I would have been doing the same thing. No lie.
And I saw you missed it by like a little. I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. Damn, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it."
Yeah.
And then I step up first throw. I'm like, bam, 45, hit the glove. Boom, won a Coco Crisp jersey right there.
Shout out Coco.
Coco Crisp. I remember that game also. We grabbed a Little Caesars pizza, threw them in some plastic bags, grabbed the whole, brought 2 liters of sodas.
Oh yeah.
And like brought them in, and we're smacking out and right
That's
field.
what I love about baseball, dude. As long as it's closed, bring it on in.
Yeah. And Dude, we got to do that next time.
I know.
I mean, obviously, we won't be able to do it here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
I bet they would turn that away immediately.
I don't think
I saw a TikTok of some dude at Oracle with Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, like you just bring
it's
it
just like sneaking into the movie theater, you know?
Yeah.
But
they don't want you to, but like you can sneak it in.
Yeah.
You take that clear bag, you throw some chips, you throw some donuts, you throw some candy in there. It's closed.
Be set for the whole game.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah, don't have to pay for, ballpark food.
I just remember opening it up and it's all a bunch of folded pizza
in
the Ziplocs and this lady's behind us. She's like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. We definitely knew what we were doing.
That's smart.
At the Coliseum. This was a tough episode, but, we're still loving the A's no matter what. Shout out to Jay Willie, Jacob Wilson leading the All-Stars in shortstop votes. Shout out to him. Future 99 overall in MLB The Show. He deserves it.
Yeah.
But all right.
He's not already.
He's at 85 now. They upped his contact to 99 for lefties and righties. So, they're
Finally.
listening to us a little bit. But yeah, all right. We'll close out Bleav in A's. Thanks to the Bleav Network. Go
thank you.
subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the above. Yeah, Everything. We'll be back on Saturday for the next episode of Bleav in A's.
Thank you. Cheers.
We don't like you, John Fisher.